All right, there you see Dennis Nisley, who is Steve Nodine's attorney. Let's hear what he has to say about the mistrial declared in 2 of the counts. Of course, Steve Nodine was convicted on 1.
That's right. The jury actually could not reach a verdict on 2 of the charges. They were deadlocked on the murder and stalking charges. The judge came back and declared a mistrial, and now we're waiting for reaction.
As to the mistrial, we wanted to get a verdict, and we're hoping to put this behind us now. The jury couldn't reach that verdict, and we'll be here again next time and try it again.
What do you think about the guilty on the ethics charges?
It's a misdemeanor conviction. They were trying to get an ethics conviction of something more serious. He did drive his truck in Baldwin County, and we respect the jury's verdict on that, but that's really not all that disturbing to us.
What was Dennis, Mr. Nodine's reaction? Why do you think, Dennis, that they could not decide on the murder charge?
Obviously, somebody was holding out for both on the stalking charge and the murder charge, probably the same jurors. I think certainly the reasonable doubt was there, and just 2 jurors couldn't get that stalking out of their mind, I suppose. I don't know if 2 or what number it might be, but some number of jurors. And I say 2, I'm not certain about the number. I think there's been some rumors, but I don't know.
So you don't know what the breakdown was?
I have no idea. No idea.
Or what the majority opinion was? I understand.
I have heard neither rumor either way about majority opinion one way or the other.
I've got info on that. I understand that 9 of the 3 were ready to convict Mr. Nodine. 3 of them were not. How do you respond to that?
I have no idea about that. Hadn't heard the rumor. Might be a little surprised at that, but I hadn't heard that.
How was Mr. Nodine?
Was hoping we would bring this to a conclusion now. It's been a tremendous stress on his life, his finances, his family, and was hoping to bring this to a conclusion, and we wish we had, but he is a tough guy. He's a stand-up guy. He's going to face these charges next year.
Will you be there when he faces these charges?
We hope so.
Talk to us about the discussion that you had with the judge at the bench after the verdicts were read. What was discussed and what was the conclusion?
A couple of matters we talked about. Once there's a misdemeanor conviction or any type conviction, there's a new bond that must be made because there's a different type, a different phase of the charge. It's beyond, it's not pending trial now, it's pending sentencing. But because it was a misdemeanor and not a felony conviction, he just let the bond stand as it was to cover the misdemeanor as well.
Does that give you some sense of how things are going? They didn't go with the felony, the more serious charge on the ethics charge?
That's the sense I got from the jury. Now, of course, none of us are back there in the jury room. We don't know, but that's the sense I got.
So, Dennis, you've been told we're coming back next year for the second go-around.
That's right.
There's always a possibility it won't get retried.
Sure. A lot of times when cases get mistried, the prosecution evaluates the strength of their case and evaluates whether they will ever be able to get a conviction of any sort or whether there may be a not guilty conviction. And they determine whether it is in the state's best interest to go forward or to not prosecute the case again. Of course, there will probably be a new regime evaluating this case. There'll be a new district attorney's office, and it'll be up to them to make the decision whether to go forward or not.
And obviously, if there is a trial, it'd be after the sentencing on this trial. I think he set the date for February.
Yes, but I don't think necessarily. I think the court may want to see what the verdict on all the cases are before he imposes a sentence in any of the cases. So he may delay the sentencing, even though it's set now, if the case is not tried before the sentencing date.
Judge, Judy Newcomb seemed to imply that you had some favorable things from the judge in terms of what was allowed in that may have helped. She said that if there's a fuller picture next time around, things could be different. What do you think about that?
Totally disagree. Judge Pardon was extremely fair and followed the law to the T. He did not favor one side or the other. He did simply what the law allowed into evidence and not allowed evidence, and there was no favoritism whatsoever either way. All right, thank y'all.
Okay, that was Dennis Nisley, who is Steve Nodine's attorney, talking about the mistrial in the case, and he said it looks like they're going to be going at this again. That's
right. He said obviously Nodine wanted closure, that this has been a stress on his life. We have not heard reaction from the family of Angel Downs, of course, the woman that was murdered. We continue to take your comments on this story on Facebook.